Hey folks, this video is for all my fellow introverts out there. Now, if you have zero problem communicating in social situations, please leave your advice in the comments. For the rest of us, this is a cupcake. So this is how this whole video came about. I was at work the other day, and I was waiting for a meeting to start. I came a little bit early, and there was a lady there who was actually part of the folks conducting it. She wanted to make some small talk, and so this is basically what she said. The other day, I took a picture for our social media account. I gave it to the content manager. She didn't like it. But then she used a picture that looked almost the same on our feed that same day. Now, am I doing good or not? Now, I didn't really know what to say. I was preoccupied with thinking about what I was going to say during the meeting so that I looked somewhat intelligent when it was my turn. So this is what I said. Nothing. I gave her a half a smile and I just hoped that she would move on, and she did. It was kind of embarrassing. So here's a simple method you can use once you recognize someone is making small talk with you. You can start thinking about this, and then it'll help you think of a thing or two to say. Imagine every sentence is a cupcake. And this cupcake has three parts. It's the wrapper, the ingredients, and the topping. So let's start with the wrapper. The wrapper is typically what you put on a cupcake to help enhance the occasion that it's used for. So if we are using Christmas cupcakes, maybe you'll have some green and red wrappers. Let me give you an example of when you would think about occasion when somebody tries to make small talk with you. I was at the hardware store last weekend and I grabbed a cucumber lime sports drink and I brought it to the register, and the lady started talking to me and she said, "Oh, Red Bull used to make a cucumber lime flavor and I loved it and you should try it." And first of all, I'm thinking, well, if they don't make it anymore. Anyhow, I thought about occasion and I said, it's always nice to have a cold drink on a hot day. She was happy with that, she agreed, and I moved on with my life, right? I got out of there. Now let's talk about ingredients. In order to make a cupcake, you need things like milk, flour, sugar, butter, right? Each one of those things is a step in the process to making a cupcake. And so let me give you an example of how you would focus on the steps in a process in order to make small talk. I go back to work after the weekend and my coworker says, "How was your weekend?" "Good, how was yours?" "I bought a motorcycle." So I recognize he wants to talk about his motorcycle. I don't know exactly what he wants to talk about, but I focus on the steps in the process of him getting his motorcycle. So here are a couple things that ran through my head that I could have asked. How did you decide what bag to get? Did you get a good deal? Are you doing any add-ons or are you keeping it stock? Hey, what does your girlfriend think about that? So the steps I was thinking about were researching the bike, the actual transaction of the bike, showing the bike to people that care about you, those sort of things. You get the picture. And now the topping. So the topping on a cupcake is where the emotion comes from, and that's what you're going to focus on when you start hearing the small talk, right? Let's go back to the meeting that I was at with the lady who asked me about the social media skills she had. I had nothing to say. Here's something I could have said. Isn't it frustrating? You chase a perfect picture, you think you've got it, but then you're the only one who likes it. So now that you've had that little block of instruction on cupcake communication, let's give you some practice. Here's some sample small talk approaches that people might come to you with. Let's see what you come up with. It sure is a hot day. Now if you were to focus on occasion, you might say something like, if we were all at the lake, it wouldn't be so bad. Now if you're focusing on the steps in a process as far as a hot day, you could say something like, who needs the gym when we can sweat, just walk into our car? It sure is, but when the sun goes down, I love the summer nights. Here's another. I'm so mad someone dinged my car door. Sorry man, dinged doors are like death and taxes. It's the worst, that moment when you first realize what happened. It was probably just an anxious kid busting out of their car. I know I was guilty as a little kid, getting out in a hurry. Now for this next one, leave your reply in the comments.
This boy at school thinks he's so cool, but everyone else thinks he's so annoying.